Welcome to the PesterLinePod. It's a 2/3 episode today. With me, Sean Peck. I'm Michael Lavoie, and we're here to talk about hockey and everything.
Well, Alex is out freaking jumping the world.
Yeah, he texted us earlier. I'm pretty sure he's had a few soda pops at the airport bar right now.
Oh.
Drink one for us, Alex.
What else do you do?
I think he's headed to his third destination for this big trip. If
I remember right, he is on his way to Rio from Thailand.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
that's a journey. That's going to be a hell of a flight.
he's got a good flight ahead of him.
Oof, man. Yeah, but
So yeah, drink up.
yeah, that's going to be a crazy bit of news. This is going to be a fun episode, a little quick one. We got a couple fun topics to cover, but the first thing we got to cover, because we've been dormant for a couple weeks, is the trade deadline. Big impacts. I've made my opinions known in all of our circles and on our live streams, which, by the way, tune into those. We're going to be doing as many as we can for the remainder of the season, all Avs games.
As many as we can with as many of us as we can.
Correct. Around the playoffs, we're going to try and get as many as we can together, which will be a lot of fun. And the nice thing is this unit is mobile, so we can go anywhere we need to.
Benefits of not being able to afford a studio.
Correct.
Someday we can if you like and subscribe.
Yes. We've seen a nice little increase in that regard. But you know who unsubscribed from the Calgary Flames is Nazem Kadri.
Everybody.
And Mackenzie Weegar. Those are two big names that have proven that it looks like Calgary's on the rebuild.
What a journey that whole day was with that Kadri trade, though.
It was happening, then it wasn't happening. It was happening, then it wasn't happening.
Like I saw so much stuff in the days leading up to it where it was like, oh, it's gonna happen. They just got to figure out the retention slot. That's all that's holding it up. Because I mean, obviously the Avs are in a spot where it's spend every penny you have. We're trying to win the cup right now. So yeah, a guy with a $7 million price tag is tough to bring in. But it was super interesting to see that McFarland and Cogliano, and I can't remember his name, but our assistant GM, we're all out there when the Avs went on their Southern California swing.
Right.
Met with Craig Conroy in Anaheim. And at that point, I think, was when everybody was like, oh, this is going to happen. Because, like, you don't, and, like, some people I saw online were like, oh, well, GMs meet with each other all the time. That happens all the time. And I was like, okay, but, like, specifically like that with two teams that are extremely tied together with this trade possibility, it is a little interesting. And, like, sure, McFarland meeting with Conroy because the Flames were there already anyway, and, like, we had just come in to play Anaheim. All right. If it was just those two, you blow it off, whatever.
Right.
Yes, GMs meet together all the time out on the road if they go to the games or whatnot. But the fact that you had basically our entire management team out there.
Was it Brian Willisey, who's the director of player development?
No, it was
former Av Brian Willisey.
They left him at home. He doesn't get to travel much.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if I can find it on the Avs website. It's
Yeah,
like every other person on here is on this list.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is, and I don't feel like trying to clock through Twitter and figure out
fair enough.
Who it was. But it was McFarland, the GM, the assistant GM, and then Cogliano, who was the assistant to the GM. We're all out there. Like, you look at it and you dive into it a little deeper. It's like, okay, C-Mac's there to meet with Conroy and try to talk logistics. Cogliano's out there to talk to Kadri about his actual will to want to come back.
You're right. Andrew Wilson or Kevin McDonald. One of those
I think it was
two.
Kevin McDonald. That sounds familiar.
Well, they have two assistant GMs.
They have so many assistants.
Yes.
How do I get that job?
Be a former player or
If you're looking, I'm available. I will do it.
yes, I think we both will. I'm willing to be a scout if
I'll do
need
it
be.
for. I mean, I'll do it for a lot cheaper than what your GMs probably make at the moment. I mean,
Yeah, livable wage.
I don't
Livable
need
wage.
that much. Just let me go on the road with the team.
But yeah, that Kadri trade was a roller coaster because, like you said, it was dead.
Well, yeah,
And then it
'cause,
wasn't.
The morning of the trade deadline, it was like, okay, here it comes. What are the Avs giving up? And then, like, an hour later, it was like, oh, well, it's dead in the water because the ownership stepped in and said, absolutely not. We're not retaining. This trade is dead. And I was like, okay, cool. And, like, that's where you saw, like, the day before, I think, is when it came out that ownership nixed it and was like, no, we're not doing this. So the Avs pivot. Well, seemed like they pivoted.
And went for Waugh.
And went for Nick Waugh, which also a great addition.
Yeah, who knew? He has a power play goal. What the fuck?
I mean, that was a surprising trade. Like I had seen Waugh's name in talks
Right. It was him and
a
Bobby
little
McMahon.
bit, where it was like, yeah, the Avs are like, you're looking for a center.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, nobody is surprised that the Avs are looking for a center, and you saw Waugh's name kind of bounce around a little bit. Most of it was McCann.
Right.
I think was a lot of people's main target.
He ended up at Seattle instead.
Yeah, and then it comes out the Avs traded for Waugh for a conditional first next year and then a conditional fifth this year.
Right.
Which I think it might be like a slight overpay with the first round pick.
But you also get tenure.
But I mean, it's not a rental, so
Right,
you
exactly.
have to pay a little bit more.
Right.
I think.
That's how I looked at it. And the other part of it is you get veteran experience from a 29-year-old who has a cup as well with Vegas. But you know,
he's got a cup with somebody. I can't remember who he won with. It's crazy. It was a few years ago. We forgot. It is what it is.
Yeah, but I liked that move. I will clarify this here now, and it'll be visually represented. I don't hate Nazem Kadri, the player. I don't hate that we brought him back. I'm upset with the cost and the potential value issues that had. And then I read the article that the cap is going to go up $130 million in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Then I was fine.
Yeah, see, that's where when it happened and we were talking about it and you were like so pissed about it. Yeah. And I was like, well, you said you were only worried about what the cost would be.
Yeah.
And for me, what we traded away was perfect because I would have thought that it would have been something more along the lines of like sending Nuke or trying to talk Colton into waiving his no trade and sending guys like that the other way.
Right. Which is typical for our Calgary trades.
Yeah. I mean, you aren't wrong when you said when we were talking and we can bring it up here. And you did actually, I think, in the last episode a little bit when we were talking about Jordan Leopold.
Yeah.
Our history of trading with Calgary is not great.
Yeah.
So when it was like when I think it was Elliot Friedman who broke it, and he was like, "Yeah, Kadri's going to the Avs," an hour after the trade deadline happened, and I just happened to be on Twitter and like refreshing a little bit to see what like small trades might have gone through that like got in right under the wire, and I refresh it and I see that and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Like what? After all the back and forth about it's happening, it's not happening. You know, you hit 3:00 Eastern. And it's like, all right, well, everybody's kind of been quiet about it. The Avs got their center. The Avs got their extra defenseman in Blankenberg.
Yep.
You know, I would have liked to add maybe another depth winger here or there, but
just in case LOC doesn't actually come back.
Yeah, and I was like, the Avs are probably done here. Cool, whatever. As interested as I am in like the other stuff and like the analytics and seeing what's happening with other teams, I hop on Twitter, I reload it, and there's the tweet from Friedman that's like Kadri to the Avs, and I was like, uh-oh, what is going the other way?
Right.
And my first thought was Nichushkin, and then
it
took another
40 minutes, maybe?
hour maybe to actually figure out what went the other way, and then seeing that it was a conditional first, a conditional fourth, I think, or conditional second, something like that.
Yeah.
And
Pieces.
Olofsson, who unfortunately didn't really work out too well here,
No, he started hot.
which is disappointing because I thought he would fit here really well.
Yeah, he started hot and then kind of drifted away. I liked that move initially as well, and I'm sad that it didn't work out. But I think we made the right decision.
I thought it would work
offloading.
so well on the power play. Like he was so good on the power play everywhere else that he's been. That coming here, I thought, all right, cool. That should give our power play a good bump. Nope, and it did
for like
the opposite direction.
Yeah,
it bumped it the other way.
It made it worse.
But yeah, it was a little sad because I was watching some videos from the morning skate, and they were talking to Wah about, like, coming to the team. You're here with Olofsson, who you played with in Vegas, and they talked to Olofsson about bringing Wah in, and looking back, you can tell that nobody had any idea that trade was going to happen.
Well,
because
I think
Olofsson,
because
Olofsson, when they were talking to him about it and watching the video from the interview after the morning skate, he was like geared up for the game. He was ready to go. He was talking about, how good it was to have Wah with him again. And 4 hours later, he's off to Calgary.
Yeah, damn. That's brutal. And it's crazy. Also, we to add into that, we sent the rights to Max Caron or Caron. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it,
but he's moving on. He's a guy never signed in NHL either. So
yeah, he's one of those draft picks we hadn't signed yet. So
yeah,
I mean, shipping out a conditional first in 28, a conditional second in 27, a Olofsson, and then an unsigned prospect.
Yeah,
it's
a
such a good price.
It's a good price. I've gotten better about it,
especially because we got him to retain 20%.
That's why I also was a little happier as well. I wish it had been your typo in 29%.
29%.
I was like, that's oddly specific.
Yeah, I went back and I read it. I was like, that isn't right.
But yeah, I mean, the Avs did exactly what we thought they were going to do. You get two key centers. It allows flexibility now in the center position for Drury, and you don't have to call up anybody else. You can keep Bardakov on the outside, and it gives you that balance once.
And we've been seeing too, Kadri and Wab playing wing a little bit,
right?
Which is super nice to have that ability.
Yeah,
especially with Landeskog down, because Makar is seemingly trying to kill him for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but Makar has definitely become the Avs' biggest public health concern.
That I'm still kind of shocked at how people are like, but he's wearing a cup. It doesn't change the fact that shit hurts.
Look,
the cup is designed to protect, not to stop pain or injury.
I have taken low-level beer league shots to the cup, and it hurts.
A Kale Makar shot?
I cannot imagine taking a shot to the good berries from an NHL player.
Let alone probably arguably one of the hardest shots in hockey.
Well, I mean, hell, didn't he win the hardest shot competition last All-Star game?
Yes, he did.
It's Mike's watching his soccer while we're doing this.
Yeah, this is
if you're wondering why it looked like somebody just popped him in the face.
Sorry, the TV is on already, and I'm watching this Arsenal game because it's a big deal. It's if they win, they move 10 points ahead of the team behind them with a chance to clinch the league with 6 games to go.
That's one of those right off the heel of the stick there.
Pretty much. Actually, that's a really good description.
But
of
literally
what
off the heel.
Yeah, he didn't catch it clean enough to bend it into the goal. But no, I think everything we did was right. Nick Waugh's a great addition. Blankenberg did not look bad for a guy who hasn't played in a month.
And I think the benefit too you have with Blankenberg is he's the type of guy, I think. I don't know if they're going to do it, but Blankenberg seems like the type of guy that you could also play in a wing spot if you absolutely needed him to.
And he's done it. He slotted in a couple times. He played a hybrid role. It was weird. He was like a rover a couple times against Seattle.
It was kind of weird where there was a period of time where you had a couple of guys come into the league like Brent Burns who legitimately played like your third, fourth line winger and a top 4 defenseman. Because it was like him, Bufflin did it.
Yeah, Bufflin was the other one I was thinking of. Buffuglian.
I kind of miss that guy.
Sometimes. Other days.
He was a massive pain in the ass, but he was still kind of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like, it's not like a guy, like, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but a guy like Radko Gudas or like Jamie Benn who are just pains in the ass.
Yeah. I've learned to like Jacob Trouba again. Being in Anaheim, he's been a little bit less of a jerk.
Fewer flying elbows.
Yeah. But no, and that's the thing is I like that flexibility he brings. And also you can go 11-7 with this unit and not feel like you're losing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like generally the Avs are kind of built that way. Because, I mean, even without bringing in a guy like Blankenberg, you had a guy, whether you love him or hate him, a guy like Middleton, who you could play at fourth line wing if you needed to.
Want to go way back and go Curtis McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott did the same thing where it was like, okay, we're going 11-7, but like you're going to play fourth line right wing.
Yep.
God, I miss that guy.
God, what?
I know he wasn't very good, but that's the type of player that I love.
He couldn't skate a lick, but he could lick you. Like, he would pop you.
God, I miss that guy. He was like...
He's a brick house.
He was like Josh Manson if Josh Manson didn't know how to skate.
Right, exactly. Wasn't afraid to hit you or hit himself.
He wasn't afraid to get in there and just mess dudes up. But he had some trouble getting there.
Yeah, no, 100%. He also had trouble holding onto the cup when he won it. So... That's arguably one of the funniest videos in the history of hockey.
In his defense, he had maybe had one or two.
Oh yeah, no.
But that image will live forever in my head of just the.
And it looked mildly on purpose, but like also he was done.
Yeah, but
man.
But no, like the Avs. I feel like I've always had like that defense, at least a handful of defense, because Malinsky could do it. The way he skates, you could put him at forward, no problem if you needed to. Gerard, before we got rid of him, you could do that if you wanted to. Obviously, a guy like Makar could handle it, but you're not going to take him off the back end.
No.
But, half the game he plays like a forward anyway, so.
No. Well, in our D group in general, it has full permission to play below the goal line.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you take a guy like Blankenberg and you're like, hey, we're going to move you up to forward, it's not going to make a difference. Because then you just have 3 defensemen on the ice when that happens.
Yeah. And then you have a guy like Nicholas Waugh, like we mentioned earlier, Waugh and Kadri both who can play wing and center, give you that nice rotation. And it was weird the other night. MacKinnon got kicked out of the circle and Kadri came in.
I know, I was like, what kind of world are we living in here where Kadri's the one coming into the circle?
Because he gets kicked out of the circle more than anyone.
Because it was like Alex said when the Kadri deal actually happened. He was like, God, I can't wait to watch Kadri get kicked out of the circle every time.
Well, and
I don't know what it is. I don't know what he says or body language or whatever. But yeah, like I feel like at least 75% of the faceoffs he lines up for, he gets kicked out of.
Oh yeah, every time, and you see it too. You just know, like you see 91 in there, and he's ready to go, and then the ref points, and you're like,
the ref does nothing else with his body except this.
You're like, okay, I guess that's just how it is. But I think those both of the forward players have already had an impact on the power play, and had an impact on the overall pressure that's being put on the opponents.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You knew that was going to happen with Kadri coming back. Like, off the ice, the boost to the team morale, I feel like, was going to pump the team up.
Right.
Regardless. Because even that Dallas game that night, even though Kadri wasn't there, you could, like, see a little bit of jump in their step, just, like, knowing that he was coming.
Right.
And it's one of those things that's so weird to me. And I talked with Alex about this a little bit. Where, and I know, and I mentioned it on the last episode, where it's like you have guys when the trade deadline comes and goes, if you don't do anything as management, the team feels like you don't believe in them.
Right.
And it's so weird because like after all that happened, that I saw some stuff where they were, asking guys about it, and they, they brought it up again, where it was like, yeah, we're glad that CMAC has that faith in us to be like, hey, I think we can do it. Here's these extra pieces. Go get it done.
Right.
But it will never not be a weird concept to me that like not making trades Like if the Avs went into this deadline and came out of it doing nothing and staying the same team that they are, I still think they had a really good shot at the cup. But the team morale goes down a little bit because they look at it and say, "Oh, management doesn't believe in us enough to bring in extra pieces."
Right.
And I don't know. I don't get it.
But then like look at teams like Minnesota who literally rebuilt their bottom six. What does that tell you? Oh, we weren't good enough, but now we might be. Like
Yeah.
that's the frustrating part is like, where's that line? What is the line? Is it a couple of pieces that add to the overall core? Is it?
I mean, I think so. I think like if you do like what the Avs did this year and what they did at the
Trade deadline.
Hold on. Let me try that again.
Rewind.
You take what the Avs did this year and then what they did at the trade deadline in 22 is you bring in a couple of core pieces, if you will. I think that looks a lot better than, like what Minnesota did and was like, we're just going to rebuild our entire defensive core.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's funny you say that because like what the pieces that we got in that 22 were Manson and MacKinnon, right?
Yeah, Manson, Lehkonen.
Because we got Kadri the year before for Barry. Manson, MacKinnon. There's a Helm.
Oh yeah,
Helm being the glue guy in the fourth line.
Yeah, Helm is the Wah
Right.
of this year, basically. Is kind of how I would if you're trying to compare. That's sort of where we're at. Kadri is like your Lehkonen.
Yeah.
If you want to go that route, and then
Blankenberg is not really your
Kulak.
Manson. Kulak would be your Manson, yeah.
Blankenberg is your extra dude
That we got to fill out.
because you look at you have been probably trying to trade Girard for 3 years now.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, and he's been so spoken about, Girard specifically. It's funny though because Kulak got traded twice in a year, and he's very effective. It's one of those weird like necessity trades, maybe.
It's one of those crazy things, though. You look at his year this year. He started the season with McDavid.
Right.
And then he got traded to play with Crosby.
Right. And be a top line with Letang.
And now he's playing with MacKinnon.
Right.
It was like you've played with the top 3 centers in the world this year.
And played well enough to be valuable.
Like
and that's the thing I think is important.
And I kind of wonder how much of Pittsburgh trading him was more of maybe trying to bring in somebody like Girard who can drive offense a little bit better.
Because they know Letang's getting long in the tooth, Carlson's getting long in the tooth.
Because they're not in a spot like Calgary is to just sell off and rebuild.
No, because they're still in the playoffs.
So it's interesting because a guy like Kulak does bring a lot to the back end for a team. I think he was playing 23, 24 minutes in the finals with Edmonton the last 2 years.
Yeah, because he was
Give or take.
He was on the second pairing or first pairing rotationally because he was playing with Ceci and Wallman.
I think so.
And then occasionally he was up with Bouchard.
Yeah, and then in Pittsburgh, he's on the top pair.
Yeah.
And then he comes here and he's kind of wherever you need him to be. Honestly, I think usually he's on the third pair with Malinsky, but you look at our third pair with Malinsky and Kulak, and
that's
kind of a second pair on most other teams, I think.
Well, and our second pair could be a second or third pair, really. I mean, they're two offensive stay-at-home defensemen who do the one thing I ask of any large stay-at-home defenseman in the Avalanche, which is shoot the puck. Just put it at the net.
Which is what I love about Brent Burns so much. He is not afraid to just put the puck towards the net.
And we score a lot because of it.
If he touches the puck anywhere along the blue line of the offensive zone, that puck is going towards the net.
Right.
And I love it.
Right. And that was one of those signings this year that felt like it was like,
that really came out of nowhere for me. Like, I love Brent Burns, but like never in a million years would I have thought that was something the Avs were looking for.
That would have been a key signing, and it has been. Now the defense has been a little mid to iffy the last few games, but I think that's just transition and dealing with the lull of coming off the Olympic break in a lot of different things. I don't think it's been bad, but there have been moments. That Edmonton game had some moments.
Yeah, there definitely been some times where it's like, wow, this defense is terrible. Because the Edmonton game was like, okay, officiating was horrid.
Yeah, we'll get
in
into
that
that
game.
in a sec.
But also, defensively, we were not playing well. I mean, every goal Edmonton scored was a dude wide open right in front of the net.
Yes.
Like both of Nuge's goals, he was open in front.
I agree.
Like there's
and
it's just there were so many crazy defensive lapses that like you can't beat the officials and yourself
no,
in the same game.
and you can't put yourself in those positions to give them opportunities, especially in offense like Edmonton's.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how bad they've been this year. I don't care if it's just been McDavid and Draisaitl.
Well,
you
I mean,
can't give Nugent Hopkins opportunities.
Yeah, because I mean
ever.
they're like losing games like 7-5.
Right.
Like they're scoring goals.
Right.
They're
They're
not
just giving
they're
up a
not-
lot of goals.
They're not going to not score goals.
No.
And I mean they have like a 30% power play. So
Right.
you know.
So that ties into the question of the day about that game specifically. I have thoughts. If you saw the live stream, you heard my thoughts. It's going to be a little cleaner this
I
time.
think we all have thoughts about that.
The first thing I want to say before we get to the MacKinnon fiasco is, how is Nugent Hopkins' second goal not goaltender interference? To a T, I've seen that called goaltender interference on us this year.
Because nobody knows what it is.
Okay, that counts.
Because like, okay, there was that game a couple games ago.
The Brock Nelson one?
Where Nelson caught the glove of the goal. I can't remember who the hell it was against at this right now.
That one was against.
But he caught the glove
oh shit, who was that
of the
against?
goaltender, and they called it goaltender interference.
Right.
2 days later, same exact play happened against Florida.
And they gave it.
The player clipped Bobrovsky's glove. They challenged for goaltender interference, and the officials said, no, that's not goaltender interference because the goalie's glove was outside of the crease.
But why?
And it was like that right there, those two examples are the perfect culmination of what the hell is goaltender interference in this league.
It was Utah.
Yeah.
It was Vimmelka.
Yeah, you're right. Because it was the same, it was literally the same exact play.
Yep.
Literally the same thing. And Vimmelka's glove was outside of the crease when Nelson made contact with it, and they still called it goaltender interference.
Right.
Or
and
they said, okay, yeah, no, that's interference. And then against Florida, they were like, no, it's not.
Right.
Because his glove was outside the crease. And I was like, well, what are we doing here? That's the same exact play called 2 different ways.
Right. And to prove that point, the objective of what I've always been told goaltender interference is that the goalie doesn't have an opportunity to reestablish and make themselves be in position to make a save due to some contact in or around the blue paint. Nugent Hopkins was literally in Wedgwood's kitchen 5 seconds before he gets the puck, and there's no way that Wedgwood had time to reset for him to take that shot. How is that not goaltender interference? It wasn't even reviewed. It wasn't even looked at. Like, I understand Bednar probably was like, we're going to lose this anyway. I don't care. Let's just get it back. And then, you have something pulled up?
We can talk about this in a second. This is just a fun thing that I wanted to talk about in a new segment, if you will.
And then we have the mess up heard around NHL circles that got rescinded but cost us 2 points.
I have never seen the NHL community come together so quickly in agreement of something.
Even Edmonton fans were like, that's not a major.
Like everything that I saw on like Twitter, on different message boards, on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, 90% of the NHL community came together on this one, and I've never seen something like that happen.
No.
Except maybe when Bork won the cup.
Right. and the thing about it is, anybody who's saying that it was a major and that MacKinnon's dirty is a troll. Do not listen to them. There are legitimate Edmonton Oiler fans who came into every chat group, every comment section I've seen who were like, it's Nurse's fault. Nurse
Yeah.
headbutted him. There's no way
Yeah,
his skates were pointing away.
Yeah, I
And
was
there's
going through. Yeah, I was going through an Edmonton message board, an Edmonton fan board, and even there, like half of them were like, "No, like that's Nurse's fault. Nurse is an idiot. That was kind of his fault." So like even that, where Edmonton fans are agreeing with it.
right.
It's like, okay, it's not just because I'm a biased Avs fan here.
No, and the crazy thing is, you know how I know the league knew they got it wrong? They did not fine Bednar for calling them out on it.
Yeah.
That is proof. They'll find anybody for sneezing at the refs. And Bednar was like, I don't give a crap if the goalie's hurt. That's not a fucking major.
Yeah, because even if you like come out and you're like, well, the refs were a little shaky tonight, $20,000 fine.
Right. Maximum by the CPA. Like, and it's proof that, and they looked at it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and you still got it wrong.
Yeah, and the whole time they were looking at it, it was like watching the replays. And it was like, there's no way that you can uphold that as a 5. Call it a minor, fine.
2 minutes would have been
whatever.
fine. There's a chance
But,
he
like,
clips him with his stick as he comes
yeah,
across the top of the crease.
Yeah, like looking at it and watching those replays when they were going through, it was like, there's no way. There is no way. Nurse made initial contact. Like there's that angle from behind MacKinnon where you can see him like turn. And you can kind of see he was going to miss him. And there's a picture, I think, it was one of the altitude guys posted it.
Riker was doing a whole breakdown of it the other night.
Well, it was on Twitter. It was one of the altitude guys that posted it. But I can't remember exactly who posted it. But it was a picture, and obviously like a picture in NHL hockey. Like you take it for what it's worth. But
right.
Like, you can see at the moment before Nurse hit MacKinnon was gonna miss him.
Yep.
And then when you watch the replay, MacKinnon he has his skates turned away to miss him, and then Nurse's contact to the hip forces him back into the goaltender.
It's like physics exists or something.
Like I cannot believe that they upheld that after the fact.
I don't think it could have been rescinded any faster either.
And then, yeah, it was like the next morning. They were like,
they're like, we messed up.
Never
Sorry,
mind.
buddy.
We rescind that. And I was like, okay, cool. Can you, like, rescind the loss, too? Because that, like, we weren't playing well.
No.
I will fully admit, we were not playing well that game.
We were
like,
on the back hill the whole game.
But if we don't lose MacKinnon, how differently does that last period go?
Right. And we're already down. That's the other thing, too. They were at that point down Landy, Leckie, LOC. You're also then down
Colton.
Roscoe.
Yeah, Colton left in that game.
And MacKinnon. So you're down 5 of your top forwards.
Yeah, it was.
Like, that's half your forward group.
I could not believe, but I mean, it's one of those things, and any time that Kelly Sutherland is involved in a game,
it's going to be questionable.
I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah.
Solely because, for whatever reason, he seems to have somewhat of an Edmonton bias.
Which is weird.
And, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's Canadian. He does this for Canadian teams. Like, okay, well, hold on. Watch him officiate a Leafs game. Because he hates the Leafs.
Yes, he does.
And if you ask any Leafs fan, if they see Sutherland on the ref slot...
Speaking of which...
That's a loss, I think.
Speaking of which, we should probably find out who's refereeing tonight.
But no, and that led to, because everybody, and like I said, almost everybody I saw, no matter what team they cheer for, was online. Like, I cannot believe they held that up. I cannot believe that was a major penalty. Like, I'm in awe that happened.
Well, and it's
that it was upheld even after a 10-minute review, which.
And it's clear and obvious.
There's a whole other issue I have with the officiating at this point.
Right. And you also have arguably one of the greatest goaltenders in the modern era sitting there going, that's not a 5-minute major in any stretch. When Tuukka Rask says you're wrong.
When another goaltender is like, nah, that shouldn't have been a penalty. That alone, but especially a guy like Tuukka, like, you'd figure a goaltender would come out and be like, nope, that's goal. That is absolutely goaltender interference. Protect the goaltenders.
And I'm all for protecting the goaltenders.
But like even him coming out and being like, nah, that shouldn't have happened.
And it's not even that, like, because you can tell it wasn't intentional. There's a difference between what Sam Bennett did to Anthony Stolarz earlier this year and what MacKinnon did to MacKinnon did in that
I
instance.
will say that does remind me one of the funniest things I saw about that whole situation. Now that Kadri's back on the Avs, we get this back again, where it was, oh, I can't wait to see how many games Kadri gets for MacKinnon running the goalie.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, I missed that. Anytime something bad happened to an Av, it was like, oh, I can't wait to see how many games Kadri gets suspended for that one.
That also ties into the next topic that we want to kind of hit. The failure of the Department of Player Safety yet again. As you may have heard, hockey fans, Radko Gudas did another Radko Gudas thing and ended Austin Matthews' season with a blatant. I mean, there are knee-to-knee contacts, and then there are what Radko Gudas did.
It's been a while since I've seen somebody lead with the knee so blatantly.
Yeah, and so Matthews has a torn ACL. He's done for the year, potentially done for the first part of next year.
It was a grade 3 MCL tear.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's even worse than I heard.
Yeah, I saw something last night. It's like a grade 3 MCL tear and multiple hamstring contusions. So, like, I don't know. Did he almost rip the hamstring off the bone, too, with that?
It sounds like that impact was brutal, too. If you see that thing in full speed, oh, my God. But the biggest takeaway I have from that one is, can we stop having goons be the head of the Department of Player Safety and maybe get rid of if you haven't done a bad in a long time, then you don't get a bad?
Yeah, because I saw
repercussion. That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I saw a stat, if you want to call it a stat.
Yeah, piece of information.
A piece of information, a factual thing.
A data point.
I don't know, whatever you want to call it, where in his career to this point, Radko Gudas has been fined essentially enough to give somebody an entry-level contract.
Oh, my God.
I think he's been suspended somewhere around 30 games to this point in his career.
And he should have been suspended for at minimum the rest of the season for that one. I'm sorry.
I don't remember if that included this current suspension, which is way shorter than it should have been. I can't believe it was not an in-person hearing.
No.
I cannot believe it was just 5 games for that. That was blatant. And I know intent to injure is hard to determine because you're not in the guy's head. But the way he led with his knee like that, there's no part of me that doesn't believe that was not intent to injure. And that should be at least 10 games, I think.
And how do you
That's where it should start.
Right. And how do you not and I'm sorry, this is me getting back on my soapbox about the decision of who leads player safety. How about we don't pick a guy who averaged 200 penalty minutes a season to be the guy to determine what the bad guys do and get in terms of penalties, like in judgments, because
it has always been fascinating to me that someone like that is in charge of player safety.
Can you tell me the least number of penalty minutes George Parros had in his career, not including the 2-game stretch he had with the Colorado Avalanche where he had none?
That's what a weird time.
Yeah.
I want to say the least amount he's probably had is somewhere around like the 175 mark.
He played 12 games and got 57 penalty minutes. That's the shortest amount he had in one season.
That's impressive.
That's disturbing. That man then gets to hand out the penalties.
What is that here?
That's just...
That is almost 5 minutes a game.
Yeah! Victor Jokeresh! Sorry. This game is very important to me.
In case you were wondering what time we were recording this, if you look back on when Arsenal played.
It's 1:20 on Saturday, March 14th. Holy shit.
All right.
He has a song too. I won't sing it for y'all unless you want me to.
No, I'm okay. You can film a short or a reel or something of you doing that if you want.
Yeah. But to get back to the topic at hand, sorry.
Anywho.
It's a big deal to me. The challenge I have for the league then is to Get somebody like Let's stop picking goons. Let's pick Lady Bing winners.
Nathan MacKinnon.
When MacKinnon retires, let's give him the title.
Still can't believe he won a Lady Bing.
Yeah, with his attitude.
That is incredible.
Didn't O'Reilly win a couple Lady Bings in his time with us?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't follow the Lady Bing tradition?
Not really.
That's fair.
I really don't care who wins the Lady Bing. I don't think the people who win the Lady Bing care about who wins the Lady Bing.
I'm just happy to be the most gentlemanly hockey player in all of soccer or all of hockey. It's just ridiculous. Like that's the guy. That's the guy. George Peros, literally known as the Fighting Mustache. Like what the fuck?
It is absurd.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh
God.
yeah, I don't understand how any of that is at all possible.
I just want to know, like, why? Why does Bettman? I mean, we know Gary Bettman makes the best decisions for the NHL all over the place. He's made nothing but phenomenal decisions. He's batting 1,000.
He's so good.
He's so good at it. What are you looking up here? Sean's got the official rule book open.
This is something that I wanted to talk about because I think it is hilarious.
All right.
And it is actually something that my wife saw and asked if I knew about it.
My wife. Don't brag.
And I didn't. It's NHL Rule 31.11.
Okay.
Should a referee accidentally leave the ice? Like, first off, whatever. Or receive an injury which incapacitates him from discharging his duties while play is in progress, the game shall be automatically stopped. If he's unable to continue, the game shall continue using one referee, two linesman system. We've all seen that happen.
Right.
We all understand that you can operate a game with one linesman or one referee.
I think I know where you're going with this, and I'm so excited.
They have spare referees, I guess. So the next part of this rule says, if owing to illness or accident, one of the referees is unable to continue, the remaining referee shall perform the duties of that during the balance of the game.
Okay.
In the event that a member of the league's hockey operations or officiating departments is in attendance, where a spare official is present, he shall have the authority to substitute the injured referee with a spare official.
Okay, so like someone shows up and they're like, "Hey, Wes, are you here?" Like,
now the fun part of this rule, and the one that I want to talk about a little bit. If, through misadventure or sickness, the referees and linesmen appointed are prevented from appearing, the league will make every attempt to find suitable replacement officials. Otherwise, the managers or coaches of the two clubs shall agree on referees and linesmen. If they're unable to agree, they appoint a player from each side who shall act as a referee and a linesman. The player of the home club will be the referee. The player of the visiting club is the linesman. If the regularly appointed officials appear during the progress of the game, they immediately come into the game.
Right.
I looked this up because I was interested.
Has it happened before in an actual NHL game?
As far as I was able to find, and if anybody out there knows of any other examples, please let us know because I'm interested in this.
Comment away, please.
As far as I could find, it has happened 2 times.
Oh, wow.
In 1983, a severe New England snowstorm delayed officials, which forced the Devils' Gary Howitt and the Whalers' Mickey Volkin to serve as the referee and linesman. It happened a second time in 1988 in the playoffs.
Oh, no.
This is a fun one. The refs were pissed at the league and refused to show up.
Oh, shit.
The coach of the Devils got into it with one of the officials. I guess he was super upset with what happened during the game, and the official, as he was coming off the ice, tripped and fell. And the coach of the Devils, you could hear it. I guess you could hear it on the recording of the game. And I haven't looked it up and I haven't found it, but he screamed at him, "Good, because you fell, you fat pig. Have another donut."
So they refused to come back out on the ice?
So there was like some legal stuff where the officials were like pissed at the league or something. And being a playoff series, those officials were supposed to do the next game.
Right.
And they didn't, so the league had to bring in substitute officials for that game.
Okay.
So I think that it's hilarious that as far as I can find, there's 2 times that it's happened, and the Devils have been involved in both of them. And only once, as far as I can see, that
Okay.
NHL players had to do their own game.
And they were both in the 80s. That's very funny.
Yeah, and they were both in the 80s. And there is a video from, if you want to look at it, we can link to it in the description for you.
Yeah.
It's
Shoot me
kind of
that
fun.
link when
It's
you get a chance.
the Secret Base YouTube channel.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
did
Secret
a video,
Base.
did
I
a
love
video
them.
on this particular thing, on this particular rule.
Okay.
But I just find it fascinating that is actually a rule. And when I read the rule, I was like, what happened to make this a rule?
Right.
Because, like, where did this rule come from? Because obviously it wasn't the 80s because it was already there and they used the rule. But, like, man, every rule has a reason for it
Yeah.
at some point or another. So, like, what happened?
That's insane. I bet it's the same situation as, like, back in the day with baseball. Umpires were usually, like, the original umpires were a player from the other team.
Yeah, it was
like
so
the batting
fascinating because
team.
she like saw the post on. It's one of those things where like she showed me the post she saw online, and I like, there's no way that's real.
Oh no, it's totally real.
It's one of those ones where it's like I can't. That's some stupid thing somebody posted on the internet for attention. There's no way that's real. And I looked it up, and it's real.
That's
and has been
insane.
enacted at least 2 times that I could find.
Oh, go down and go!
2-0 on an empty net.
There we go. That kid's 16, by the way.
In case you didn't already feel like enough of a failure.
Yeah. He actually has missed game time to take tests. Like he's had to be out of the first team roster.
It's like that stuff. It's like the stuff like in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Where they have to like ask for time off from classes. Like that is insane to me.
Didn't Slavkovsky have to like miss the first week of the season in his rookie year with Montreal because he had to finish his like testing exams in Croatia?
Oh, there was something like that, and then like there was something where like he missed some time
sorry.
to go play World Juniors or some weird thing.
Yeah,
and like Celebrini still qualifies to play World Juniors. Like it is like,
yeah.
And here I am.
We just talk about it. We don't play it. Well, Sean plays. Sean plays beer league.
Well,
is play a loose term?
Yeah, I like to say that we are violently mediocre.
Hey, that's all right.
I feel like that's the best way to explain the level of hockey that I play.
That's well, you know what? Now that we've hit everything, why don't we shout out we can do our 2 stars of the podcast, and we don't have to do the song or anything this time because we're missing Alex, and it's not as fun without the third harmony.
It's 3 stars of the podcast.
And I'm not picking Alex this time.
You're not gonna try to pick Alex for enduring the flight that he has to endure today.
No, he already is mad at me enough for picking him twice.
Or enduring his flight out to Thailand.
Yeah, woo. Yeah, that one was a fun adventure for him as well.
Yeah.
I want to give my star. I'm gonna give it to Brett Kulak for coming into this team and sort of having to reinvent himself as a third line defenseman or third pair defenseman after being a first pair defenseman in Pittsburgh and accepting the role that he's been given and doing it phenomenally, if I might add. I'm a big fan of that trade. As much as I loved Sam Girard and what he did after he came back from the Players Assistance Program and really like refound his game, I think we may have found a guy that fits what we were missing because we have enough short, speedy, puck-moving defensemen. When we signed Sam Malinsky, I knew that Sammy G was gone.
And then we went out and got his Girard's twin in Blankenburg, who, by the way, fun fact, were born the same day.
Oh my God.
And they're both like 5'9", 180 or some crazy
Jiminy
thing.
Christmas.
So we got his twin.
Were you in the chat when I asked the question about the number 37? Were you in the stream yet when I asked
I
the
don't
question?
think so.
So Blankenberg now wears 37. I have 3 questions for you. 1, who was the first Av to wear number 37? 2, who was the most recent Av to wear number 37? And 3, what Av has a connection to this podcast that also wore number 37?
The original 37.
Not for the Nordiques, for the Avalanche. Just want to make sure you're clarified.
Did Drury wear 37?
Drury did wear 37.
Was he the first?
He was the first. Well done.
And then he switched to 18.
Correct. Before he took the cursed 18.
Yeah, and then got traded to Calgary. Oh, man. Most recent, I want to say it was Comfer.
One after him.
Oh, my God. There was somebody after him?
Just one. He wasn't here very long.
God.
Deadline acquisition in 23. Moved him out in 24.
I'm upset that I have no idea who that is.
You want me to tell you? He got into a little scrum in a game the other night because his defenseman decided to be a little butthead, throw a little elbow late.
I have no idea.
Casey Middlestat.
God damn it.
And then the one that's connected to the podcast
Well, I'm not going to live
is...
that down.
And the one connected to the podcast is... It's a piece of Alex history.
Oh, my God.
We talked about it in, I think, like episode 2 or 3. No, we talked about it in the trade deadline.
Oh, Dean McCammon?
Dean McCammon wore 37 for the Avs.
Oh, he would have worn 37 if he ever touched the ice.
Yes, he's listed on the Hockey Reference as wearing number 37 for the Avs.
Yeah, that's one of those weird ones because I don't think he ever actually played.
Other notable 37s include TJ Hensick.
TJ Hensick. Didn't he also wear 17 at some point?
Yes, he did.
Yes. See, that's where, like, how did I not know Middlestat was the most recent 37? But I remember TJ Hensick wore 17 for, like, a minute.
Before he left the team. Who is your star of the podcast?
Honestly, I want to give my star to Rule 3111.
That's why I didn't do it. I wanted to.
because there's no way that's a real rule, but it's there.
It's in the official rule book.
We will link to the official rule book, or like really quick put up like a thing on the video somewhere in here-ish.
Yeah, and we'll do that. I'll definitely do that. I'll link and put it in.
Because I cannot believe that is an actual rule. And I'm going to give an honorable mention to the 1980s Devils for being the team that dealt with it twice. And the only 2 instances of it that I can find.
That's insanity. And to clarify, too, Sean is a Devils fan. Scott Stevens era superstar. And he is wearing a Rockies hoodie, as you can see. But with that will be the end of today's episode. I guess daytime
This
still.
episode, I don't know.
This
Depends.
episode.
When are you going to watch it?
Yeah, whenever you watch it.
This morning's episode, this afternoon's episode, this evening's episode.
All of the important time frames.
And, you know, if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Truman Show. Nice. Well done. Oh, I gave it away. Damn it. I'll cut that out.
Yeah, I don't think we had any crazy references this time.
Not really, no.
Is that Alex's job? Is that what he brings to this?
Yes.
More than... okay.
Yeah. I bring weird, awkward analysis. You bring vital history.
Also, because we didn't have any yet, Ed Belfour, Mika Kiprasov, Marty Turco.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention any dated goalies.
We got to get those '90s goalies in there for a second.
Yeah, we got to do. I'll throw a Nikolai Havibulin in there for good taste.
Yes, the Bulin Wall.
The Bulin Wall. But please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear our beautiful voices, we are now available on Spotify, on Audible, and on Apple. Oh my God, finally got us on Apple Podcasts. It took me like a month. That one was tough because my account was being super weird because of my previous ones. It just was like, oh, you don't actually do this anymore.
You don't belong here.
But it finally worked and it got it uploaded.
You don't even go here.
But for Michael, for Alex, and Sean, this has been the PesterLine Podcast, and we will catch you guys next time.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.